is the go button. It does remind me a lot of some of the Korean teams in OWL currently that as soon as they have the support ult, they're going to use it regardless of the ult generation of the Xayah on the other team.
Yeah, it's kind of like taking the mindset of a Moira 3-3, where just like we go for Coalescence when we use Coalescence and just applying it to the Zenyatta 3-3. And so it's like we get Transcendence, we go with Transcendence. And there's so much trust in Angry Titans, like we've said before, they're a family. For the sake of the AFOX says we're going forward, everyone is going forward. And if you don't obey the command of the going forward AFOX, then you are definitely going to be in trouble.
Young and Beautiful with a little bit of something different defense. That is a nice spot.
That's a nasty spot.
Oh my goodness.
That's a cyberbullying spot.
That is the first time I've seen that one. Spectral showing off some new tech on the Widow. Oh, come on. You know, wanted a headshot flippy. Kathy, by the way, is also...
Oh, that'll do!
All right, I said I wanted to see it. And he showed me.
Can they get the res? Kathy going to take a body shot there, tempting for res, but the tanks are there.
He got it.
How's this
Defense
happen?
Matrix, it happened. Defense Matrix plus the Winston bubble, but Spectral says, not today. You're going to res your friendly member? Doesn't matter, because I got a bullet with your name on it. Lolsish will end up going down. Uh-oh, not where you want to be, honey. Spectral's all right, though. He's going to be able to keep this angle rather easily as Honey now really can't push onto this point to help the rest of his team.
Yeah, locking down that Anna. You ain't going anywhere, I'm afraid. It's reliving those comics all over again. Straight down the scope and into the eye. You know, he used to be called Only God. He deserved the God in his name. This is why. The man has a mad hero pool, mad aim. He can pick up a Genji as well. He can play the Xayah. He can play whatever you want him to. He can play a damn good Tracer as well. But Young and Beautiful, they're going to force over the swap here. They're going over to a classic 3-3, and Angry Titans will match from there.
This is really nice as well, because now you look at Young and Beautiful's ultimate economy, because Angry Titans ran out the gate with a couple of these hero picks already, like the Zenyatta, the Brig, and obviously the Diva. I don't know why I lose my hero names for a second then, but Young and Beautiful's...
We're renaming Diva to Emil.
Young and Beautiful's ultimate economy completely destroyed through the entirety of the swapper.
Emil can open this up, does have that self-destruct ready to go, can clear away the point if Lolsish wants to claim the space. Krandop, he's got a little bit more shield health here than Lolsish. Going to have to be a lot of aggression here to try and make up for this!
That was the aggression we wanted. Emil throwing in that self-destruct in the back line, finds two people, and already 2 ticks for Angry Titans. Young and Beautiful going to have to touch and try and stall out for as long as they can, otherwise this is looking a very nasty time bank. What a charge from Krandrop, but it didn't matter. He got killed mid-flight, and Angry Titans will complete with a 5-minute plus time bank.
The Gravedigger is working overtime. 2 full wipes. I don't know if Angry Titans even lost anyone over the course of that round. Maybe on the first attack. I don't know. At any rate, Young and Beautiful absolutely decimated there. 2 minutes and 4 seconds was all it took for a full completion from Angry Titans. And now Young and Beautiful, they've got to pull out all the stops, not only to complete, but to complete in a vaguely similar time. They'd have to have a phenomenal attack.
5 minutes and 56 seconds. 4 seconds.
That's more time than I knew existed.
Oh dear. Right, Young and Beautiful, they're going to have to pull out something rather special. Remember, like I said, as soon as you switch up from that composition of the Hanzo, the Pharah, the Ana Mercy, you lose so many ults. They switched to the full 3-3, and Angry Titans already had ults to use because they already ran out the gate with 3 members from the 3-3 composition.
Young and Beautiful, right now we've got Flippy hovering over that Sombra, but of course he's in the attacker spawn. So let's have a look to what Angry Titans are proffering. We see Urki on the Pharah. Urki's Pharah I've had hums and ha's about over the course of Overwatch Contenders. Towards Season 3 it looked like it desperately improved, as well as his Doomfist. Himself, actually on this particular point for Sky A, we have seen Angry Titans bring out a really good defense using Soldier 76 and Doomfist. In a meta where Soldier 76 definitely wasn't a favored hero, but Urki's Doomfist really did make that work very well. You can see Flippy laid down his translocator there, may well go out for a quick scout. Going to see what Angry Titans are showing. And the second that they see what Angry Titans are currently playing, I imagine we will actually see the Winston 3-3. So I want to be able to move as a unit onto one vulnerable target, pick them off, and then bait that in for that res.
Honey's actually on the Widowmaker. Yeah, does expect that we're going to see some sort of aerial combat in Urki's Pharah. Just going to switch straight over to the Moira now. So running the Moira 3-3 with the Winston instead of the Ryan.
Spectral looking to make some Spectres happen right now. Young Savage going to be staying up in the air. Don't peek that window, my son. It's not going to win very well for you. Urki, look, he's just basically firing down for free with that damage boost. Quickly going to get himself a little bit of ult charge here, and no one can really challenge him out. Have to be down to Honey potentially with a Bardic Grasp to try and make it happen.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, even that doesn't do much damage.
No, it does like 50 DPS.
Exactly. And then you have to deal with Spectral 2, a 2-pronged attack in the Pharah and the Widowmaker. Young Savage, narrowly, narrowly avoiding going down. There's the dive that we were expecting. Spectral actually missed the grapple there, but it didn't matter because the rest of his tanks were on top of him in an instant. Flippy going very, very low as well on the Brigitte. Not where you already want to be. Spectral finding a new position to try and get on the point.
Ready to go. Looking down.
Whoa.
That's from a long way away.
That is a long way away. That doesn't insta-kill Cran Drop, but it was enough for Emil to help him finish it off. At least one kill. Young Savage finding two, though. Emil and the Zen going down. What is going on? Cafe also falling. Trade City right now as Fat manages to find the res on Emil as Spectral keeps the fight going on his own. He has the sites available, but he's one Widowmaker versus the world.
Someone call Wall Street, because this is all about the trades right now. Urki's still on the top here, but Young and Beautiful, they've acquired 2 ticks already.
Okay, Honey falls here, so now there's a lack of healing for Young and Beautiful. Urki is actually going to follow him, and Spectral left completely uncontested. Now Young Savage wants to find him, but Karandrup takes the kill right from underneath his feet. Finally, Young and Beautiful managed to clear out Angry Titan. 6 minutes and 10 seconds remain for them to attack the second point.
It was a good attack, Jaws, but guess what? It isn't good enough to beat out the time bank of Angry Titans. In about 10 seconds, they will have lost that advantage. Emil is going to be showing off his own DPS shops right now. No longer is he going to be in Diva Prison. Instead, he's picking up the Ash. He's going to be showing us what a Bob can do. Honey's still going to be here with a Moira. Enough healing will be available to try and sustain the tanks, but Crandop, you've gone super deep. Going to have to use that Primal Rage.
There we go. He's used the Primal Rage. A-Fox has actually skirted round 2, so he's not going to be able to get dove on rather easily. Caffey and Honey are going to go down. A-Fox actually 1v1ing Young Savage, by the way, who beeline for him. Tried to take him out. Uh-oh. Well, that's not where you want to be. At least Flippy can jump off the edge without him going down, so no ult charge for Spectral.
Smart of him to have the slightly slower reset there and ensuring that Spectral could not get the ult charge that he wanted by hitting those arrows into the head of Flippy. But of course now he can throw a little bit of extra ultimate charge. Look at the long range pressure coming out here from Angry Titans. This is basically what your comp games look like. You can't even peek through that main doorway because there's so much of this damage. The only person suffering from damage fall off right now will actually be Emil.
It's going to be really hard to grab this team as well. AT have got so many spammers that are already very spread out. Urki has to be rather careful now. Has got the barrage, waiting for that bubble to disappear. There it is, straight on top of that sound barrier. No kills for him, and Cappy ends up finding the kill. Fat is going to get caught in the with the Graviton Surge. The Transcender's not quite healing him up in time. A Diva Bomb launched into the air, but Emil is going to be able to contest the point for a little bit longer with Bob.
Bob's attempting to do something. Question is, will he be taken out very quickly? He's doing a lot of damage, Jaws.
I don't think so. That fire is going to burn Danny alive for the moment, but Flippy body blocking Bob to make sure it doesn't do any additional damage. They managed to find a tick also, and now the trickling of Angry Titans members are going to be on the point to try and stall some more time. Emil is going to fall with only a couple more percentage points. Only 10 is all they need. Urki's going to come back on the May. Even a Wrecking Ball coming through from Lolsish to just burn some of that time bank. A-Fox is going to fall. There we go. The wall and the coalescence will be taken care of rather quickly. And Young and Beautiful still get an impressive time bank, about 4 minutes and 10 seconds, but cracking that last one was extremely tough against the long range of Angry Titans.
And that there all came down to Caffey and Honey being able to make sure they could coalesce on the same targets. Pardon the pun for a Moira. We actually saw Caffey solo Graviton. Or actually, he caught multiple people in the Graviton, but mostly used the Graviton to shut down the movement of Fat while he was Valkyrieing as Mercy, because he knew that Fat would come in to try and resurrect Urki after Urki fell after that barrage. And the second he saw Fat flying in, knowing there was no Guardian Angel available, he hit him with the grab. And then Honey, being the only one who could really throw that damage out consistently at that range, gave him the Bardic Grasp, he gave him the damage orb as well. He made sure that all of that potential damage was being put onto Fat and that he could not sustain the team through that. They knew that a solo support was all you need to kill to get control of the map.
Okay, Angry Titans now on the defense because Young and Beautiful have the lesser time bank in 4 minutes and 10. They are going to go for the same defense too. So Spectral is going to be on Widow, Urki on the Pharah, of course. I want to see if Young and Beautiful run out with something way more aggressive. It did kind of work out to start off with, but it was Spectral who was left completely unchecked for the majority of that defense. Absolutely.
Spectral was just trying to hit shot after shot. Unfortunately, could not finish off Caffey quickly enough, and while he did eventually get him, it was after Caffey did a significant amount of damage. Flippy right now going to be scouting out on that Sombra once again. We'll report back to his team as to what needs to happen before moving straight over onto Brigida. Likely they saw a couple of rockets coming in from Urki, maybe like, oh, so they're playing DPS again. We're just going to play our Winston 3-3, try and get onto one person again and try and absolutely demolish them. We tried to do that last time, moving straight onto Spectral. Spectral missed his grapple away, but the peel there was so good from Angry Titans.
Look how low they are already. You know, Honey using that fade, yeah. He's going to be a prime target to go for. A-Fox and Young Savage end up trading. Going to be beneficial for Young and Beautiful, though, as of course they have the priority in the spawns. That was a very nice flick headshot,
Dink.
narrowly missing the baby diva. Spectral gets a little bit more airtime, has no grapple now, and Grand Drop instantly spots it. Fat is on his rear, though, with the healing beam, but it does mean he can't heal anybody else. Emil is going to take out Danny in the kill feed. 3 HP on Spectral, but with Grand Drop going down, did mean that Young and Beautiful were bought enough time to kill off the rest of Angry Titans.
Not Grand Drop, but he certainly did. Grand Drop is going to be the one falling. But, unfortunately, Angry Titans, as a team, going to be doing that as well. That was quite an interesting little duel we saw up from the high ground, but it's actually super important that Crandop made that happen. The second he saw Spectral try and relocate himself from that grapple, he moved right forward. He put the leap straight down on him, knowing there was no escape available via a secondary grapple, which meant that he could lay down as much damage as he wanted, not only get Spectral into that 1v1 scenario, but also demand the attention of Fat to try and help Spectral survive.
Now Crandop moving forward. Wants to challenge Losich on the Reinhardts instead. Look at that aggression. They saw it opening and they went for it. Emil finds the E on the Cappy's grab as well. Maybe a little bit of a desperation grab there, where they saw how aggressive they were going on the left-hand side of them, and they thought, well, just grab, I guess, and just gets eaten straight up. You want to block a lot of that damage that's incoming when you do go for these mad rushes, when you put the Reinhardt shield down. So that defense matrix is more or less going to be up all the time.
And that first attack, especially with Angry Titans swapping up the entirety of their composition, is when Young and Beautiful had the best chance to really snowball this. So Emil basically MVPing this entire map here by ensuring that that snowball could not occur in that first fight. And now it's a pretty much an alt reset for both of these teams. Are going to be on pretty equal footing as they go in for these future fights. Angry Titans are going to cede the high ground over to Young and Beautiful. That'll be a great place for Honey to try and set himself up. Yeah,
they were just inching ahead, but Young and Beautiful now have 3 ults online after Honey gets his Transcendence, so they should be okay in that regard. Emil does have his Self-Destruct, and Fox has his own Trans, of course. Spectral close to that Graviton Surge, but it's going to be a rather vanilla fight to start off with. They're going to try and see if they can find a couple of picks. Lolsish marking forward. Yep, there we go. Flippy through the shield, got smacked with the hammer, ends up falling. And now the rest of AT moving forwards. They know it's as good as one, so Young and Beautiful do make sure they do disengage ASAP. Cappy is going to fall last. 2 minutes now remain for Young and Beautiful to make their attack. They haven't done quite a tick just yet.
When this next attack may well be a ride-off, Jaws. Look at all those ticks on the side of Angry Titans. Young and Beautiful are going to be joining them soon, but they want to go for one push where there's very little potential for Angry Titans to try and counter them out with ultimates of their own and then just go for that 6 ultimate push in their own right. If they're tracking ultimates effectively, they know Angry Titans have basically everything. I want to see him use this high ground again. I want to see Honey stay up there so that he cannot be forced to use his Transcendence without a huge investment from the enemy team.
Cappy goes so low. There's the Graviton Surge and just going to get met with the Transcendence, but the bomb is going to get taken off and Grandop completely removed from the fight on the Mega Health Pack, so receives a little bit more. Now Lolsish in no man's land. The Shadow hits the floor, but Cappy finds the kill first. Flippy is going to take out Urki in the meantime as well, and Young and Beautiful are going to now rush onto the point.
Well, thought it was a big idea from Lolsish to make that lateral grade trance right there.
Trance to get onto the point to keep everybody alive from Angry Titans. They still have that rally from Urki as well. They just need one pick. That's all that they need. But Danny launching the self-destruct in. He spotted that there were no shields and finds 2 kills, but Lolsish now joins the fight back. Same with Urki. He used that rally to keep everybody alive. Danny desperately trying to find a kill onto Lolsish as they managed to find a second tick.
Oh, and everyone trying to storm in right now, try and keep us alive, Jaws.
It might just be enough. There's only 30 seconds remaining here, Harry, and Angry Titans are rolling out thick and fast. Danny, the solo hero on this point, has found 5 kills of his own already, but with Caffey going down now, there's so little defense now for the tanks. A D-Mech and a perfect pin from Lolsish onto the Diva means there's no defense matrix either. Young Savage is also going to fall. Grandop falls off the edge, but takes Urki with him, but 17 seconds now remain.
Maybe that was intentional there from Crandop, but like I was saying, Lolsish there kind of doomed his team on that defense with the lateral grade charge, going all the way across, laterally across the map, putting himself in a situation with Crandop where the rest of them are going to good round upon him.
Oh dear, Honey already gets taken out. They're trying to touch the point. Young Savage gets his toe just on, so overtime will be triggered and the beat gets laid out as well. A-Fox used the Transcendence once again to keep his team alive. There's 2 for 2 Transcendences in these fights already. Lolsish uses that Shatter and pins Flippy against the wall mid-ult. Armor's not going to be available for him anymore, and Grandop's life gets disintegrated. Overtime is ticking through. Angry Titans are going to be able to defend on the second point.
But crucially, this is a very winnable scenario here for Young and Beautiful. The series is far from over for them. They have captured about 73% of this final point right here, and that does mean that the same is going to have to be matched and exceeded by Angry Titans with the 5 minutes and 56 they currently have in their time bank. Will they be able to leverage their DPS picks at the beginning again to once again dismantle and disassemble the defense of Young and Beautiful? Maybe they can. I imagine Spectre will once again be going on that Widow just for maybe a couple of minutes, maybe a couple of pushes. We'll have to see if they want to take that kind of risk, but I think it's a pretty safe risk when you have this much time.
Well, let's talk about what actually happened last time, Harry, because their time bank is pretty damn impressive, and one of the reasons for that was Young and Beautiful came out on a comp that didn't really have too many of the 3-3 heroes embedded into it. We saw the Hanzo, of course, obviously the Pharah, Mercy, Ana. They managed to hold off for a little bit and then change the composition completely to the 3-3 with the Reinhardt. Yeah, Angry Titans didn't do that. They actually ran half a 3-3 comp, then they had Spectre on the Widowmaker, meant they had ult advantage as they went in for the second fight on point 2.
Yeah, not only that, they also knew that their win condition was Emil and his self-destruct. So what they decided to do is they would push so many resources into not enabling Lulsish to get kills, but just enable Lulsish to hold W. Make sure he doesn't need to use his shield as much. Make sure he can keep that up so that they can back off Crandop and not have them account for the self-destruct coming over the top. The Kobe dunk shot that took out 2 members of Young and Beautiful completely scattered their defense. Young and Beautiful right now look like they're going to be hiding out. Don't want to give away any position. Lulsish is going to be out on that Wrecking Ball, have a quick scout. Maybe we'll decide to head back to spawn, move over to that Winston.
Yeah, no ball for Lulsish, unfortunately. He is switching over. There we go. Okay, he's going on the Reinhardt. They do use the scout rather effectively, and they know Young and Beautiful are just running this vanilla 3-3.
It means Angry Titans are very confident in their vanilla 3-3 versus 3-3 matchup. Of course, Coach Optidox will have drilled them very well in this over the last 2 or 3 seasons. It's been very effective for them in particular. A little bit of charge there for Kathy. We'll get himself up to 43. He's going to try and throw out those mortars to get towards that all-important Graviton Surge. He's getting a little bit aggressive, though. Avox could punish him here, or he could punish Avox.
That was very nice tracking from Kathy. Unfortunately, didn't find anything just yet. Spectre now hiding out. You can see Angry Titans very much playing around Zaya's shields. Got to be careful. As long as Lulsish is protected, the rest of the team are going to be okay. Spectre actually accidentally killing himself with his own mortar, so that's going to be a reset from Angry Titans. They do not want to take this fight.
If Lulsish's shield breaks here, it could be disastrous for the ultimate bank of Angry Titans. Oh, that's going to mean Kathy.
He charged into the wall. Oh, dear.
That's going to hurt.
Yeah, 65% that one for Kathy. And look at that ult charge for Crandop as well. 90%. Lulsish only slightly behind, but if Crandop can get that out first, AT are in a very, very bad situation.
A minute and a half of the 6 elapsed here for Angry Titans. 25% of their overall time bank has been used. Kathy getting incredibly aggressive here. Will retreat behind the shield of Crandall. Lulsish going forward super fast. Does get the repair pack. None of those resources going to be available. Now has to play very sheepishly.
Yeah, Crandall, though, instantly falling back to the point, playing a little bit more scared. They know how good Angry Titans are on their 3-3. Regardless how many members were changed out, they're still going to get drilled in. There's the grab from Kathy and a detonation from the self-destruct as well on top. Danny is going to be able to find one. That Transcendence was used on the side of Angry Titans as well, but you can't stop that instantaneous self-destruct damage. Avox is going to get run down too, and Kathy 60% now towards another grab. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remain for Angry Titans, but they got a lot of ults to work with for the next fight.
Watching that retreat there gave me an uncanny sense of deja vu, Jaws. I've got to give Urki credit though, managing to get the charge fail onto Crandop as he tried to, or the shield bash onto Crandop as he tried to charge Lulsish out of that grab and into the mega health pack room behind him where he'd be completely isolated. Did a good job to make sure Lulsish stayed with the team. Unfortunately, Spectre being picked off by Danny's self-destruct did mean that he was not available to lay down the damage, and without the Zaya damage, your 3-3 is often incredibly useless.
Shadow from Crandop. Unfortunately, didn't hit anything. Both beats have been used as well. The rally coming through is going to give Angry Titans a lot of armor. The Shadow hits 2 people. Flippy's already going to go down. This is a very bad situation, but Kathy throws out a grab. This could be it. Self-destruct is going to be used defensively, and Crandop ends up dropping a beautifully eaten grab, but it didn't matter. Angry Titans still forcing their way onto the point with Avox's Transcendence, and now it is all the farm game for Spectre, and needs to find another grab to maybe end this next fight. Danny is going to get hella staggered. Him falling here will be very bad news, but Young and Beautiful, they might be able to recontest AT. They haven't got many else to work with, but Angry Titans also expended a lot of theirs.
Good read there from Danny, but Angry Titans will still claim this point, but they had to use so much to do it, Jules. Basically, all of their ultimates had to be invested there. Fat laid down the sound barrier to try and aggress upon Crandop after he got a little bit frisky trying to get that early shatter and try and break up Lolsish's tempo. And now Angry Titans will claim that high ground. They don't want to have anyone challenge them without having to invest for resources such as Danny's booster pack. Lolsish will seed that away, and Danny will get a quick knockback to ensure Spectral cannot stay up.
Yeah, nice boop onto Spectral to force him onto the ground. He goes very aggressive too, and you can see Young Savage booping him away. The shadow comes through from Crandop again, but it ends up getting absorbed by Lolsish's shield, and now Flippy's trapped in the corner. Plasmort around the shield ends up netting him the kill. They're going to plant themselves onto the point, grab on the back line, kills two people, that's not good. Crandop's going to go down. A Transcendence from Honey just so late. A Graviton Surge isn't going to be mixed with that bomb, netting 0 kills. Caffey is also going to fall, and Danny's mech gets destroyed. Another shatter from Lolsish, just pins 2 people at the back. Honey will end up going down as well as Angry Titans find a tick.
It will get the first tick, trying to keep everyone down here. In fact, it's going to be bringing everyone back up with a sound barrier.
Sound barrier comes out. That Graviton Surge doing absolutely nothing from Caffey. They just need to be able to force themselves on the point, find 1 kill. Self-destruct up in the air, doesn't net anybody, but nets some more time. Flippy falls, Caffey kills himself, and Honey ends up going down as well. A nice pin from downtown from Lolsish, and a Graviton Surge to end it all. Danny falls, and a victory trance from A-Fox, and Angry Titans will claim the series 3-0.
Beautiful play there from Angry Titans to exploit Crandop's attempt at the Earth Shadow, putting him in a corner, blocking that up, and ensuring Flip was caught out like, oh, hey guys, mind ignoring me for a second while I go back to my team who was caught out in a corner, which was actually the proper position he should have been in, but the dislocation of Crandop using the various boop abilities and of course catching him while he uses that Earth Shatter, because you cannot have your shield up while you have the Earth Shatter, so you're very vulnerable to the whip shot or to the boop as well. Made sure that Flippy was the easy first pick.
Well, we still got one more map to go. It will be Rialto, but we got a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, welcome back. Map number 4 coming up very soon. Rialto will be the one that will round out the series. AT have taken it, of course, 3-0. However, Young and Beautiful can still get a map win. We'll have to wait and see if they can do that, of course. Angry Titans, they've changed their roster, Harry. We've got Emil now. We've got Fat in, but it looks like the same old AT to me.
Seems like Fat is just encouraging all those fatty shaddies from LOLSish as well. Young and Beautiful, they've got to play for map win, maybe for a little bit of pride, but those map wins will be incredibly important as we move in towards the later stages of Overwatch Contenders across all regions. Because, of course, the bottom 2 teams, I do believe, will be relegated. The top 6 will go to playoffs, and those bottom 2 moving into the top 6, it can be all about those map differentials. So there's still everything to play for in this first week here for Young and Beautiful, including proving that this roster that came up from Trials has its place amongst the Titans, for want of a better word.
Yeah, they actually gave Shoes Money Crew their only loss in Trials as well, by the way. So that's something to definitely put on your resume. And that's one matchup, actually, I'm super looking forward to.
The rematch. The grudge match.
Exactly. Right now, AT looking like their usual selves. Young and Beautiful will start off on the attack. We will see AT on the defense.
Indeed we will. We'll have to see what AT are going to bring out. Right now, Emil is once again showing off that Ashe that we saw on Volskaya second. Wasn't the most effective Ashe, I've got to say. It was quickly overwhelmed by Young and Beautiful's 3-3, but, well, Angry Titans did seem to get a little bit of value out of those compositions. I'm incredibly surprised here to see that Spectral, formerly known as Only God, will be playing on the Zarya rather than Emil, who was ostensibly picked up as a flex tank. We know he's a D.Va specialist, but his Zarya isn't anything to be laughed at, and I'd argue that Spectral likely has the better flicking aim. We'll have to see if that works. But also what's impressive about Angry Titans' current composition is that they're running no defensive support ultimate. They have AFOX with the Nano Boost and Fat with the Valkyrie, which arguably neither of them have the defensive capabilities of a Sound Barrier or even a Coalescence or a Transcendence for that matter. So they're going to be very vulnerable to incoming high-impact ultimates such as Danny and his Self-Destruct and Caffey's Graviton Surge.
Oh, Flippy's Widow. It's a flashback all the way to Season 1.
I love it, man.
Ooh, takes a rocket, actually, to the feet. Only 50 damage, though. He should shrugs it off a little bit. Uh-oh. AFOX takes out Young Savage. Okay, that's not the first kill I would have expected. Flippy in midair goes extremely low, sub 20 HP. He's going to have to scurry back for the moment.
Indeed he will. Crandop going to have a little bit of... Ooh, LOLSish, risky, my boy, risky. Spectral's going to take a little bit of damage as well. LOLSish going to have to reclaim his shield health as Caffey
on the
goes
flank
for a quick flank.
One day he'll find the biggest kill with the right click.
He's going to get a mega mortar. He can take out like 3 people.
This is so hard to attack as well, Harry. Young and Beautiful have actually changed up their comp too. Honey with the Moira is going to earn that Coalescence rather fast. Can't spot Urki out though, and Urki just hiding in the rafters is going to jump onto Flippy, who is going extraordinarily low. He's going to be able to heal up using that miniature health pack, but Urki's going to earn himself a barrage in the meantime. Danny is going to go down as well. We'll see if AT actually want to invest even more into this fight. Young Savage and Honey also taking a kill of their own.
Honey consistently being the one who takes the responsibility for killing Fat. The same thing happened on the Volskaya defense like I talked about before. Urki is in deep, deep trouble here.
Oh, wow.
Managed to actually boot Danny into the drink, so that could signal an engagement from Angry Titans here.
Angry Titans haven't really got a shield to work with, though. I do have Bob.
He's doing something.
He could do something. He's on the payload, of course. The Graviton Surge gets thrown in. There's no grab, Self-Destruct to actually follow that one up, and another grab as well from Angry Titans. Young Savage caught in that one, and LOLSish was just swinging for him. He didn't really seem to care how much health he was losing. Shadow does hit the ground, and Caffey is going to follow it. Honey is going to go down to the instantaneous impact damage. Urki's still having that barrage to hand as well. Shouldn't need to use it, as the rest of Young and Beautiful are going to reset back to spawn.
Crandop there having to make the decision as to whether he wanted to swing into that grab or hold up his shield, because he knew that LOLSish had that Earth Shadow ready. And while he did hold up his shield and ensure the remainder of Young and Beautiful could not be taken out, it did mean that a large source of damage that would otherwise make that Graviton a success was not available. Of course, he could have been Earth Shadow should he have let that shield down, so I cannot judge him too much. He was playing it safe. Urki's going to go for that cheeky boop. And AFOX, look at him, he's in such a safe position right now, can easily apply the nano to either Spectral, at high charge, Urki, or potentially LOLSish. You can even give it to Fat to try and save him from some incoming damage.
Oh, Urki with the nano barrage takes out Crandop. Not where he wanted to be. Plus, he received the bubble as well, so there was no hope of any retaliation from Young and Beautiful.
Yeah, some beautiful teamwork there from Angry Titans getting the good call.
Ooh,
no, he's good.
That was close.
So for those of you who want a little bit of maths, 4,000 damage from a barrage plus 50% from nano boost. That is 6,000 damage, so you cannot blame Groundhog for getting caught outright there. 2,000 HP shield gets melted really quickly when you're throwing that many rockets into it. Emil has Bob ready again, and Bob can be firing into a Graviton Surge. Oh, good lord.
Yep, he booped Kathy. And look at that ult charge building up. 75%. Spectre's going to take it. Young Savage as well. Crown Drop Shield's going so low. Crown Dot falls to Emil. Now he has Bob.
Thought he was safe. Oh, actually, he's going to get a little bit of ticking damage there from the dynamite. Exploded as a couple of people walked over it. Emil has, like we said, the Bob ready to go. And Angry Titans basically have every ultimate ready to go except for the nano boost. Flippy decided to bring people over onto the Widow for a second, but it's going to go back to Brigitte, and it's going to have to be the last push here. He's got to bank on this Brigitte. 15 seconds remain here for Young and Beautiful. Thus far, the attacks have been quite unsuccessful, and they may well be against the ultimate bank that Angry Titans has ready to go, including the barrage now from Urki.
There's the Coalescence. Urki's still got the barrage. That Coalescence is going to have to hit Urki right on top of Danny's head. Honey's going to go down. Bob's going to find a kill too. Make that a second, actually. First point on Rialto's a curse in EU, and it will continue to be as Young and Beautiful can't manage to cap the first point.
Bob do something. Bob do plenty right here for Emil, picking up those 2 kills, and Urki showing off his chops on the Pharah. I'm definitely a convert now. I'm a fan of the Pharah. And of course, he's being well supported by Fat as well. I've got to give credit to Fat. Only died maybe once or twice over the course of that attack. His survivability somewhat very good. He's using to his advantage the topography of Rialto. He's using all these little ledges to ensure that Honey can't lock on that Biotic Grasp as you would like to apply all of that damage. And now, well, it's a tall order. If Young and Beautiful wish to claim a map in this series, they're going to have to hold it closer than 95.21 meters.
Wow, in the future they have shapes on the driver's license.
They have shapes, Jaws. We're inventing the triangle in 2 years. Scientists hate him.
He's invented the triangle. Unbelievable. Ice cream shop looking pretty
Pythagoras hates him.
Our ice cream is definitely melted, by the way. There is no way that is safe for eating. Those cones look pretty tasty, though.
Yeah, just eat the cones, dude.
Cones are nice. What are you talking about? You get cornettos with the little chocolate bits in the bottom.
Nice. Wafer's nice. There's a fish store around there as well. Get some fresh fish.
You say fresh. No one's been here for about, I don't know when Rialto was launched, but about a year.
I imagine there are people here when there's no, like, war between Overwatch characters going on. But the war's about to restart right now. Angry Titans ready to roll out of the gates with the classic 3-3, and Young and Beautiful will be meeting them there as well. You can see Flippy holding up a shield, going to get a little bit of a scout. No cheeky peek from Spectral on the Widowmaker. I'm a little bit disappointed, but of course, he's going to be sending out those mortars, trying to get the surplus on the ultimate charge. Have to see where Young and Beautiful want to take the engagement here. Looks like they're going to try and get in there incredibly early.
Wow, very uncharacteristic Young Savage, playing super passive. Now going to go to try and get a boop. Fat narrowly makes himself known on the payload back again. Sorry, managed to skip around. Young Savage going for another boop again. He's playing way more passively than he was. Now he is. Now the rest of the team is obviously over the bridge. They should be more than safe. Spectral not quite so. Flippy does manage to take him out, but he is going to pay the price too, as Avox also takes him down. Angry Titans now spawn advantage, just going to rush forward, but Danny on the flank this time. He's going to take out Urki. But the problem is, right now, AT, look at the ults they're building up, already have a Transcendence online.
Angry Titans there, very smart. They saw Young and Beautiful off across 2 different rooftops. They split into 2 groups of 3. Lolsish, Emil, Fat, they're on the payload, pushing that forward. Meanwhile, Avox, Urki, and Spectral, they try and catch out Flippy. That's exactly what they do. They can round upon one person, and Flippy's gone so low already, getting Avox that Transcendence. Lolsish going to have the Earth Shatter. It's not looking good for Young and Beautiful, Jaws. It's going to be an absolute reckoning for them as the Titans crash against the flowers.
What a shatter! Jumps up in the air as well. Absolute swag. Lolsish manages to stay alive as he gets smacked to the floor as well via Avox's Transcendence. A rally comes out from Urki, and the Graviton Surge will land onto 4 people. There's the bomb. The ping comes through. The kills, they're lining up white in the scoreboard. Young and Beautiful. Last couple of people on the car. One push wonder from AT to seal the series 4-0. What a way to start a season.
Well, that is the dominance we have come to expect from Angry Titans. We wondered if they would waver slightly with the loss of 2 of their members in Elivote and Luddy, their main caller, and the tank with whom Lolsish had been playing video games for 14 years. The synergy was unsurmountable, but it seems like Emil And Fat, which are slotting in like little jigsaw pieces, becoming very angry in their own right. And they're going to need to stay angry for week 2 to keep up this streak.
Yeah, they're starting perfectly, and Fat has had a little bit of history with a couple of people from AT. Only got Urky. They actually played way back, like a long time ago, on a team called New Kings. They were scrimming together for a fair while, which does allude to a little bit of synergy being built up. So fairly easily was he slotted into the team. Spectral on a tear, of course. I mean, I like to see Widder make it in EU. We do normally see the 3-3, of course, but when we get these big names like Spectral, like Flippy, we expect to see some mad highlight reels.
And Only God is one of the most storied players in Europe because he has been respected so long for his DPS prowess. He went to Korea and played in Apex with Reunited after they lost Kib, so he definitely had the chops to play at that big LAN with some of the greatest players in the world that you now see in Overwatch League in teams like NYXL, Seoul Dynasty, and of course Dallas Fuel for their old Envy roster that did become those guys. And yeah, he definitely played amongst the Titans, and now he's playing for them too.
And it is. AT, they are 4-0ing, and we'll continue the 4-0s, it seems. We had 2 of them yesterday, of course. No spoilers. Sorry. Well, spoilers. Sorry.
We saw the standings at the beginning.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you can let me off then. That's fine. AT, we wanted to talk about Young and Beautiful 2 being not the newest roster in the world when it came to players that have played in Contenders previous, but Caffey has obviously had a standout performance on the Zarya. His grab generation is just looking up to scratch already compared to this EU Zaryas we already know. Yeah,
we definitely have like these upper echelons of Zaryas, which... hardest. We love a bit of hardest. Hardest for resident saint of Zaryas with the Graviton generation that many people look and go, what? It's basically a cooldown. That isn't an ultimate anymore. And Caffey's definitely got like, hello, I'm here too.
I'm on the board too. That would be actually a really cool stat. It'd be super hard to track, but grabs per game or, I don't know, grab ult generation time. Because Caffey is going to be up there with hardest. We know that. And Young Savage as well, also making his debut in Contenders with some fantastic boops on Iconvolt.
Yeah, Crandup as well. He is a returning Contenders player, and he seems to be holding his own as well. He's getting a little bit battered by losses here and there, but that's because resources have to be invested elsewhere to try and deal with other threats like Spectral and like Urky. And you can't always be expected to win the Reinhardt battles when you are taking so much shield damage from things like a triple DPS composition with a Pharah, a Hanzo, and an Ashe. That's so much damage coming onto your shield with very little drop-off that you can't really compete with a 3-3 composition because the enemy Reinhardt won't really be having too much damage. If they're even playing a Reinhardt, they might even just be playing a Winston instead, but makes it very hard to survive, especially with that large hitbox.
Well, that is it for match number 1. AT taking the series 4-0 over Young and Beautiful. We're going to jump to a very short break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We've got match number 2 coming up soon.